Here we have a pair of 2001 black and varsity red 11s. The 2012 retros recently came out, and easily passed on those. Actually found these a couple weeks prior to that new release. And I had a pair of size 12s and found these in my favorite size 12.5. And just to give you a quick glimpse of the shoe itself, these are from the original owner. Got them for $134 shipped off of Craigslist. And sold off my size 12s for about $100 more than that. I just didn't really feel like I needed to, and the toes on these are really clean. The toe boxes on my former pair were not quite so crease free, so went ahead and parted ways with them. Anyway, main purpose of the video today is just to kind of show what I'll be doing to get these a little bit more cleaned up. One of them's already been done, and one of them hasn't been touched really since I bought them. The one I've worked on is here, and this is the one that needs to get up to snuff, and they both look pretty good. Sure, if I took pictures on foot from a few feet away, you probably wouldn't even know that there's much of a difference in terms of how cleaned up they are or not. As you can see, the Jumpman face forward. Prefer that on all my Jordans. I only have one pair that doesn't. It's the 09 Space Jams, but fatly embroidered on there. And the 2-3 that doesn't chip off over time, unlike the Countdown packs, let alone the higher cut of patent leather and all the other goodies that come with the 2001 retros. So just to get right into it, some of the differences here, the things I'll be covering are getting them lint free inside. So you'll notice that basically there's no lint in there, unlike the left shoe that has its share. You kind of see it a little bit there in the sunlight. I'll be defraying the laces. You can see these have been fairly cleaned up. The laces are hardly show any fraying. These have a little bit more of the fuzzies on the ends and that kind of thing. Easier to see when the laces are pulled out of the shoe, but nonetheless it's like that. You can see the little white lint marks too that will come off as well with the process I'll be using. I'll be cleaning the midsoles, which fortunately are really pretty scuff-free, just slightly creased, which is to be expected on a 12-year-old shoe that was actually worn a couple times. And befriending the guy at the bottom. He actually got them from Nike Direct, which is kind of cool. But and then the soles themselves, especially the edges, are pretty dirty. See that sole there, nice and close. Kind of the dirt that gets packed in the grooves. And this is the right shoe that's been cleaned up. This thing will focus. Doesn't really have that issue at all. Tiny little marks left, but you need to get them more like this. And the midsoles themselves I'll be spiffing up just to get them a little bit whiter. Nothing crazy, they're pretty clean as it is, but I'm just going to get some soap on those. The heels are kind of dirty in particular. The rest of the midsoles are actually pretty clean. A little bit going on there. And then shining up the patent, and I'll probably clean the nylon Cordura upper as well, just to give them a little bit of a spiffier look, because sometimes they kind of get a little less black looking, kind of more of a weird purple or brown hue to them when they're a little dirty. So, not a huge cleanup, because I got them in really pretty good condition, but I'll kind of get them from more of a near dead stock look to more of a very near dead stock look, I hope. So, especially on camera. I mean, anybody can pick apart a pre-worn shoe when it's really close up, but and I'll be defraying any loose ends with scissors as well, like nail trimming scissors. But what I'll be using for this process, can I get it going here? Heat gun to defray the laces. Buzzbuster from Bed Bath & Beyond, I think, for cleaning the lint out of the inside, as well as possibly getting some of the lint off of the last few inches of the laces themselves, if necessary. Sometimes the heat gun will do that job for me. I'll be using just a standard Foot Locker instant cleaner for the mesh uppers. I'll be using the Dawn soap with a extra strength Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean the soles, and I'll be using the Dawn soap and a toothbrush to clean the Phylon midsoles. So Magic Eraser here, midsoles here, with the toothbrush. So the main reason being that the Magic Eraser can be used very, very light pressure on these midsoles, but these will literally clean wheels on cars, and they can scuff up and kind of take away the miniature square pattern that's found on the Phylon if you rub too hard. So kind of makes them flat, which you'll notice on some older pairs, especially where creases are, they're starting to flatten out a little bit. So I like to prevent that from getting any worse, and the safest way to do that is with a toothbrush. And just regular Dawn soap or some kind of a clear degreasing soap will work for you. Joy, Dawn, whatever. It's usually pretty cheap. And then the Angelus Professional Shoe Stretch is actually also, fortunately, a patent cleaner. Spray lightly over entire surface, wipe clean with a soft cloth. I have a lint-free cloth that actually could polish jewelry with it, and I got kind of an abrasive side I'll use if I notice any light scuffs that can come off with a little pressure, and the softer side to really give it a buffing of nice shine at the end. And I will say that they already do look quite shiny as is, but believe it or not, they're not quite as shiny as the shoe that I've already done here. I do have these stuffed, which is pretty important for cleaning, especially when you get to that final process of buffing them out. In fact, this shoe I haven't done yet is slightly less dented than its counterpart that's already done. But you are able to get a nice, really clean shine off of it. I mean, just almost a mirror finish, which I don't even think you're going to find on the 2012s. The type of pattern they're using now seems to have almost like a rubberized look to it that just doesn't shine quite the same, at least not in my opinion. But yeah, that's the subject we're dealing with, and I will hope to come back with additional parts to the video showing each process step by step, which I know I normally don't have time to do, but we'll take the time to show that, at least in small part. I'm going step by step with all of these products and getting them back together and hopefully looking more like this bad boy when it's all said and done. So hopefully that's the end result. I don't think it's going to be too hard of a cleanup. Probably not going to worry too much about the creases on the back. For whatever reason, there's a deeper crease on this one. You know, it is a nice full grain leather. It's not tumbled. It's a nice flat leather, but you know, leather creases, they don't make sneaker shields for the back of your shoes, so it is what it is. It doesn't bother me that much because I will be wearing them, and you know, you could probably iron these out, but you also possibly risk messing up the pattern in the process, and I just don't really feel like it's worth my time to deal with that on a tanned leather. That was the word I was looking for. It's definitely got the tanning effect to it. You can see those little tiny indents. So this is proof of its tanning process. But again, it's really a close inspection thing. It's about the only thing I won't really be messing with on these. So hopefully that gets a good end result to get them looking the right as good as the left as good as the right. Stay tuned for a further video on these. And for today, I'm actually rocking the 2001 Rays. These have seen a little bit of sea glow. Can't really see glow them any more than they have gotten. They are 12 years old and in pretty good shape, I'd say. I really like them. Again, got really clean toe boxes on these, but I might try retrobreading them down the road to see if I can get them a little bit more clear, but I'm pretty happy with the stage they're in. Don't mind them a little bit yellow, as long as they're not dark piss yellow. They look pretty good. So that's it. Stay tuned.